Hilarious Club,
the podcast.
All right, guys, welcome to Hilarious Club, the podcast. This is our first live podcast, and thank you to you guys. Okay, yeah, you made this happen. And for people who are watching, we just finished a show, okay, called Being Plus, okay, and we have some very enthusiastic audience that are still with us. They are too drunk to leave. Right. So this is Caleb, who hosted tonight. He hosted the shit out of this show. Seriously, okay, this guy killed tonight, and these women are all staying for him because he just let them know that he's being single. So I have a question for you. Okay, how did you feel about the show? How come your energy tonight is different from the energy on other nights? Because I saw you perform somewhere else before.
So you're telling me I suck. I usually suck. But tonight I'm good. This energy, I feed off crowds. And so the energy in the crowd was really hyped tonight, so it was a lot easier to be higher energy and then, yeah, just pretend that I want to date. I feel like tonight's crowd was like, oh, if I really want to date, this is, yeah! No, it was a lot of fun. This was a really great show. I love this venue. This was a great venue. And then the energy of the crowd was excellent. And usually, I hate the venues, I hate the crowds. Tonight was great.
Right. Tonight, I just want to tell people, tonight is like 98 or 99% women. Yeah. And me too.
That's how I want it.
All right. Okay. People don't know this is a English stand-up comedy show in Shanghai, and most of the time, the demographics is like heavily women. Young girls. That's why I said like these girls are the future, of the city. So yeah. Okay. I'm interested like why you guys come here and why like you think men are not coming.
Because we come here to trash them.
That's funny. Okay. So she said we come here to trash them. Okay. So why do you want to trash them? That's my question. I feel there's some, some, I don't know, what do you call it? Animosity. Okay, between man and woman. And sometimes when you shit on man and these women just, yes. Okay. So why is that? Yeah. What do you want to trash men about?
Everything.
Mm-hmm. About every.
The truth is there is not so much good vibes. Even though
People win a joke. People win a joke.
There aren't too many good guys.
There are many too. Okay, good guys. Okay, good guys. Okay, what? Okay, so what do you? Good guys. All right. Definition of good guys.
Oh, I'm supposed to define good guys? I'm not looking.
Good guys. Yeah, what made you guys think the guys are not good?
Competent.
Okay. This is a late night podcast. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, one of the complaints ladies have is that the guys are not competent. Okay, everywhere. Right, we have one gentleman in the crowd. Right, what do you think? Why do you think women are so pissed off? Yeah, pissed off by men. Yeah.
A little bit disappointed.
A little bit disappointed. I think because my comedy is it's about dating. A lot is about dating, and a lot is about how hard it is to date in China. Not for you as a white guy, right? But it's very hard for like a young, independent, well-educated woman to date. Yeah. Maybe there will be a lot of people trashing us as well, thinking that you guys are asking too much. Maybe I don't know, but I've always found it hard to date since I started dating, which was in my 20s. I'm not lying. Yeah.
19, so
You started 19. Okay. Was it? How was it?
awful.
Yeah.
So you talk about dating. I'm the problem. I'm just bad at dating. And
Yeah.
I know that. And so it doesn't
Right.
matter what the pool is, like whether they're good or bad. I just have issues that I gotta figure that out.
Yeah.
I'm one of the guys that's not confident.
I'm sorry. Why am I putting this? Yeah.
I'm one of the men that is not competent. You needed me to say that in the microphone. I didn't want to say that in the microphone. Thanks for making me. I'm the problem. I'm working on it.
I don't know. It's always hard for me to date because I'm always in a woman's world.
Yeah.
Like I studied English,
Same.
yeah, and then I worked in education, heavily women dominated. Okay, but the good thing is I've never been sexually harassed at my workplace because
Bar.
I work with women. Because I work with women, you know. The positive thing about, you know, the silver lining is I've never been sexually harassed. But the negative part is like it's so hard to find a man. And it makes you question yourself, am I not attractive enough? But like I have friends, I don't want to say names, and relatives who study, let's say, engineering. And they get the best guys.
Engineers get the best.
Not the best guys.
Yeah.
Are there
Okay.
any engineers here? Anybody study that was your problem.
I
Studied
mean,
engineering.
seriously, like they have, like there were 5 girls maybe in the whole workplace or in the whole faculty or department, and then they choose whoever they want, right? So, but I'm always sexual harassment. And you have been harassed.
Yes.
Really?
Mainly by men though. No, I worked as a bouncer in a bar once, and my boss would just grab my butt like whenever he wanted, and I was like, hey bud, this isn't. He was a friend of mine too. And I was like, hey, this is not okay. And I was like you're my boss. I could sue you. And he goes, oh shit, you could. He still did it because he's a man.
Right.
I don't know.
That happens to men too. Just in case you're curious.
You know, recently, I don't know if it's because I'm having a baby, I'm preparing myself for how ugly this world is.
I thought you were gonna say how ugly your baby's gonna be.
Prepare yourself.
Alright, other babies should prepare themselves. When my baby's out. I don't know, because I'm the youngest child in the family, and I feel that everything I learned was filtered. Because my siblings are like a lot older than me. They're like 6 or 8 years older. So whatever they told me was something already filtered. And I live like in a bubble, very innocent. And then, but now I'm gonna have a baby, so I'm watching a lot of crime shows these days. And most of them have something to do with sexual harassment. Okay, that's assault, attack, and a lot of crimes are horrendous, you know. And I'm like, is it really, really true? That's what the word is.
This is a comedy show. You're talking about crime and harassment.
Yeah,
This is what being a mom is. This just mom life. As a mom, like you're about to be a mom. I'm trying to get back to comedy. You're about to be a mom that's not married, and you're gonna be a black baby mama. How you've told me. This is the words you've given me. In case I am not making this up. No. How are you preparing for that? Like, what does that look like for you? How do you feel about being an unmarried black baby mama? And like soon. How soon is it? Also.
Yeah. Thank you. I asked him to ask that question.
That's right.
Because he doesn't want to get canceled, so he got the permission. I wasn't prepared for the pregnancy or everything else that comes along. I thought, when I learned I was pregnant at the age of 40, I was excited, and I was sharing this with close friends and family. But to my surprise, I experienced quite some racism from my family members. Yeah, and then at first, and they sugarcoated. They were like, you're not making any plans. so your life is gonna be tough, you know. But later on, I learned it's because they are not happy with the fact that the father is black. And then I realized, shoot, this is real, you know? Before, because I'm always around comedians or audience who are very open-minded. And I don't know there are people that are like that. Even though my friends say that there are all kinds of people like that online. But I don't get online a lot. That's why it's so hard for us to promote the show. So people, if you're watching, yeah, we have a show next Sunday. Yeah, and then
We're going to talk about crime and harassment.
yeah, and then they're just having problem with the fact that the father is black, and I'm like, why? And is it because you're worried that my baby's black? And that's my baby. Like, it's none of your business. Why are you having a problem with something that I'm so happy about? So I really don't get it. I really don't get it.
So I dated a black girl in college,
Right.
and my dad was just like, do you know your babies could be so dark? And I had no idea that, like, my parents were like that at all. And then my grandma was like, it's about like your grandchildren. Like, you don't want biracial grandchildren. And I was like, why not? And she's like, well, people will judge them. And then finally she's like, what would you think if I dated a black man? I was like, Grandma, do you plan on having babies with this black man? Because that's apparently the only problem.
Right. And I don't get it why people are unhappy about other people's choice, which has nothing to do with them. This is something that I'm puzzled. Like, is it because they think, for example, my family members, is it because they think they know nothing about that person, or they don't know the language and they don't know how to talk to that person? Because I'm trying to make this concrete. I'm trying to understand them. Seriously, you know? Even though in my heart is like, it's none of your business. But I'm still trying to understand where does this hatred or unfriendliness come from, you know?
Anybody have the answer?
Yeah, does anybody have the answer?
I think it's not like real hatred. It's very ambiguous. Because
Yeah.
like and also maybe your parents, not really talk to any foreigners, not to many.
My parents are cool, actually.
Like,
You know, my parents are cool. My parents are the coolest, out of this whole thing. You know, because you know they like, you know, she's 40. Right? Yeah. But they're cool. They don't mind at all, and they don't. And my dad watches NBA all the time. He loves them. Seriously, them two just talk about basketball without knowing each other's language. You know, and drink together, and then take their shirt off. So I'm like, yeah. So they are cool, but it's. What I'm telling you is, in my family, is those who had education. And then they're the ones that are judgmental. And the ones that are supportive are the ones on the farm. They're like, when I told them, all my farm cousins, they're like, can we get a signature of him? Does he work for NBA? Seriously. So that's why I think sometimes getting biased education is worse than having no education. You know, they think they are educated, but they are so narrow-minded.
brainwashed.
Yeah.
Hey guys, this Sunday I'm gonna have my special named Being Plus before and after at Soda Comedy Club at People Square. If you haven't seen the show last Sunday, don't miss out on this one. You're gonna have a blast. We're gonna have a good laugh, a good drink, and make some friends. Also, we're gonna have live podcast shooting right after the show. You probably have seen in this video that some audience joined us after the show. It was so much fun. I see you guys on Sunday. Please scan and book the ticket.
Right.
I am curious culturally, because I grew up on a farm, then lived in Los Angeles, now live in Shanghai. And so if I go back to my farm town, I don't fit in. I never did, but I definitely don't fit in now. So I'm not that culture anymore. You're kind of similar, where you grew up on a farm, did a lot of stuff. As a future mom, like, do you have plans? Because your husband's I don't know what country he's from. I'll pretend. He's from Africa. But yeah, but culturally, have you thought about how you'll raise your child, like what culture they? Because in America we call third culture kids. That's when your parents are from somewhere else, but you were raised in the States, and so you answer all that.
I'm gonna make that baby work from day one. Yeah, go do your shit because that's how I grew up. You know, you're gonna yeah. Like we are very hands-on. You know, you do things on your own. Yeah, he's gonna do all the chores, housework, and learn to cook when I don't want to cook. Yeah, that's the and also he's a boy. You know, I don't want to raise a boy that is so privileged. I think why a lot of women are, resentful about men is because they think a lot of them are very privileged. They think just because they're men, they are entitled to a lot of things. And I think that's one of the problems that makes it so hard for women to date, right? Yeah. So he's gonna do all the shit for me. I'm gonna retire after he's 5 years old. Go open the factory for me. Yeah, that's how I'm gonna raise the baby. Yeah. But I'm not gonna beat him because I've never been beaten. Yeah.
Never beaten?
Never. That's why I'm not successful. Seriously, my parents are so. I think having farmer parents are like having liberal white parents.
Okay.
They are the same, but for different. They do the same thing, but for different reasons. For example, my parents, they care about the environment so much, but because they're frugal.
Right.
They don't want to waste money. But like the liberal white parents, they're like, oh, we're gonna protect the earth. We're gonna go green. The climate change. My parents don't know any of those things. They just like we don't want to waste money on electricity. They use like I took my partner to my parents' place, and then he was like, why there's a small basin in the sink? And I'm like, they're recycling the water. After they wash their hands, they're gonna use that and wash their butt. No, they're gonna use that to flush. Yeah.
That's the right order.
They're gonna use that water to mop the floor, flush the toilet. So my parents spent like 7 RMB on their water bill, and they smell good. That's how they recycle. And yeah, they never beat us. They never beat us because if we are hurt, we cannot work on the farm anymore. Right, and then they have very low expectations on us because they only finished the primary school. And when we graduate high school, they're like, oh my God, you made it. In the village, to be honest, when I was younger, actually my father sent 3 of us to college. And he's like one of the few people that did that. And like in the village back then, when you go to high school, the villagers, they don't call you a high school student. They call you a college student already. Yeah. And then seriously, if you wear glasses, automatically they think you're knowledgeable. So like at one point, my mom's like, why don't you wear glasses? I'm like, my eyes have no problems. But then she was like, but that will make you more knowledgeable. So she forced me to wear glasses. That's why so many Chinese people are wearing glasses, So, right, yeah, go ahead.
I've just noticed I wear glasses here and people call me nerdy. They're like, oh, you look so smart. I was like, what are you talking about? I have bad eyes.
Yeah.
That's it. No, I grew up on a farm where my parents beat me. Yeah, I remember I moved to Los Angeles because I'd only hung out with poor people. Like I didn't even know, it's like that, you don't know you're poor because everyone's poor. And then I moved to LA and I met a girl from Norway. And I said something about because my parents call it spanking, like it's only on the butt. They can spank, they can hit you as hard as they want on the butt, but the face never. And I said something about spanking, and she's like, "Are you kidding me? Your parents beat you?" I said, "Wait, what?" I was like, "Your parents never hit you." And she goes, "No, that's terrible." I was like, "Wait, what?" It was really weird for me. And then I found out other people have the same thing. It's really weird.
Right.
I don't hit my students, just to let you know. It's not a thing. I'm a teacher. I do not hit my students.
Yeah. But like, speaking of like being beaten.
Comedy show.
Yeah, I'm. My only concern is that I might be a little bit too lenient.
Yeah.
To cause like I wasn't beaten, and yeah, and then and yeah, I'm just that's my worry when it comes to parenting.
There is this thing you can just talk to your kids. That's
Right.
an option.
If it works.
You don't have to hit them. You can
Yeah.
just talk to them.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Or shit on him.
I don't know what that means.
With humor.
Oh, with humor, yeah.
With humor. I think I'm just gonna bring him to comedy shows at a young age, and and he will see how fucked up all these comedians are, and he's like, I'm not gonna be one of them.
Have you ever met a comedian who's...
Have you ever met a comedian who started like junior high or high school?
In person though.
They're crazy. It's like the craziest. They grew up in comedy clubs. Like their adolescence was comedy. And they're just like a 40-year-old man on the inside, but 20.
Oh my
Right.
god.
And that's another reason why I don't date comedians. Seriously, male comedians and female comedians are very different. Female comedians are independent, strong, attractive.
Male comedians are me!
Right. But I just
Never dated. Ever.
never.
Neither have I.
See, I've never been in a male-dominated industry, and then I entered comedy. But I just made it very clear that I didn't want to date comedians, because when I started in Shanghai 2019, the comedy scene was heavily dominated by white guys, and then there's
Those days.
miss those days, and then they have like a
Glory days.
they have like a boy club, and then there's just very few women doing it, especially young Chinese women doing it in your second language. So I felt it was hard to break into that circle. Also, I didn't want people to think that I sleep up, or they think, oh, he writes her jokes. So, and also at my second open mic, so everybody has to start with open mic. At my second open mic, after the show, there was this this bald, middle-aged, fat, white guy approached me, and he was like, hey, sexy girl talking about being shy at dating, I can make you funny.
Disgusting.
Yeah, and I was like, but you're not funny. Yeah, so that's, I think that's why I am, yeah. Mostly because Leia said it, okay, mostly because those male comedians don't have good bodies. Okay, like when I started, she came back and we did comedy together for a while. That's the dynamics, yeah.
I think there's like two levels of male comics. It's the male comic who you really hope takes their shirt off, or the male comic that you pray never takes their shirt off. Like Matt Rife.
Matt Rife, yeah. I was
Yeah, you want that guy to take his shirt off, and then all the other comics.
But to me, Matt Rife's face is too pretty.
His whole self is too pretty. What are you
Yeah, his face is too pretty. I don't know, maybe because I grew up on the farm. Like pretty faces are not popular. Are not popular on the farm. If you're a man, you're pretty and you're pale, you're not attractive. You have to be dark, strong, muscular, ugly.
Black guys aren't pretty. Is
Yes.
what you're saying.
Yeah.
For your future baby. Go
You know,
full circle.
I'm gonna send my baby to the farm every summer. Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay, guys. Okay, we have been talking for 25 minutes, and I could do this the whole night, But we have to wrap it up. Okay. Also, the place is closing, and we thank you guys so much. Okay. big round of applause for Caleb who killed tonight, and another round of applause for yourself. Okay, you guys are amazing. Thank you guys, and our staff. Okay, yeah, okay, Leah.
And one for the Jing!
Thank you so much. Yeah, okay. See you guys next week. Yeah, okay, thank you guys so much.